What's up, guys? And on this particular episode, I want to talk about an episode that I saw on TikTok. Personally, I don't know how TikTok works. So when I'm there, a lot of times, whatever video opens up, that's the video that I mostly see. And so there was this video that was going out there of I think it was posted by Mam Koposi on Thingy, because that looks like a logo. I'm not sure. I can't remember exactly who posted the video. And so it looks like it was a recent episode or something like that. Might be from this week or last week. I'm not sure. Basically, our thembi, who does a show called Dlozi, where she tries to help families to navigate advice from those who have passed on. And in this family, she's there to try and help them concerning deaths that are happening in the family. And this family is having a lot of issues because it looks like there are a lot of deaths that are happening within the family, and so our theme becomes to bring the advice on what they must do concerning this entire process, right? Now, what she advises them to do over there is for them to take on a ritual cleansing. And so that was the advice that she provided for them to go through. And so she gives this advice so that they can kind of like free themselves from this curse of death that is around. Now, the cause of it is why I'm talking about this particular thing, okay? And so the cause of this particular spirit of death in this family is why I am talking about this subject. And so what exactly was the cause? Before I go there, let me do this intro properly. It's the Reality Show with daily Christian commentary videos. If it's your first time over here, be sure to check out the other videos that are down in the pinned comments, and I'm going to check you out over there. Our thembi says the cause of this is because the previous owner of this house, spirit, is the cause of all these things. So I'm guessing the person is passed on or something like that. And so they must go through a ritual cleansing, right? They must cleanse, or they must go through a ritual cleansing of things. It says, I need to cleanse this tree, and then cleanse the cow hide or something like that. That's what you see on the subtitles of what's written there. So basically, something's going on. She needs to cleanse the tree. Now, I once mentioned this particular subject of nature and humans and the hierarchy that comes from them. When you read the Bible tells us that God created all these things, and then he lastly created man. And he created all this for the benefit of men. And I've mentioned that. You see constantly, he says, he did this and he saw that it was good. He did this, he saw that it was good. And so now keep that in mind as I make this analogy. And then you come to the New Testament. The Bible says all of creation awaits the redemption of the sons of God. Meaning they await those they are supposed to be in obedience to. They are awaiting their masters, so to say. We, as men, humans as a whole, us as mankind, are in authority to all creation that God has put forward. That's a very important thing. Now, when you are bound by a tree, when you are bound by a grave, when you are bound by a cleansing that must take place at a cow's hide or a cow crawl or whatever you call it, something's wrong. You know, it now needs our understanding of how God created nature after the dominion of man. He created Adam, and then Adam named the animals. The animals don't dictate man's position. It is the humans that dictates creation's thing. Now, of course, when you read Revelations, the Bible does talk about a judgment that will come over people that are destructive towards all of creation. Okay? Yeah, there is such a judgment in the Bible, right? And so I find it quite interesting in these rituals and all these things, all these destructive things. But anyways, that is not neither here nor there. And so us understanding this, I think it's very important for us to understand what rituals were for. Right? And now you come to the New Testament. When Christ dies, the book of Hebrews then puts our mind at rest to say, all these creatures that were being sacrificed were not an equal sacrifice to the one that Messiah did. He abolishes all manner of things. The Bible says he nailed it on the cross. What did he nail? The law that was against us. So if there was a point when we were in error and we were now subject to needing an animal, a crow, a bird, or something to do a cleansing, he nailed that law that was against us. So we are clear. So that we are clear. But it is when man does not understand that, if we don't understand God's mandate for mankind, and by the way, this is one of the areas of judgment mankind will go through. How did you take on the God mandate? Replenish the earth. How did you contribute to that? You know? And I'm not talking about whether a person is bearing. I'm talking about how was your navigation around all these things? You put yourself subject to them and whatnot. I think at the top of it, these rituals place man at a lower position than where he ought to be. This is what the psalmist writes. What is man that thou art mindful of him? And the Son of Man. And he brings that particular thing. You can go Google the verse. He brings that mindset into it because there's something about the creature, man, that is not spoken of about other creatures. And if you lose that insight, it will tell you why people don't understand salvation. It will tell you why people don't value the message of the cross. It will tell you why people don't see anything in Jesus' death. It will explain for you all these things. It's when we understand these things that we can rightly prize what the importance of these things are. Because at the end of the day, what ends up happening is that with all these things of submitting yourself to Krish, Bazalani, you are having troubles, in your family because of a previous owner of the house. Now you must go and cleanse the house because of someone you didn't know. They did this and that. What's going on? Something must be asked questions. We must ask questions concerning these things so that we have clarity. And it starts at us understanding the human mandate that God gave mankind. Then it will give us a framing for us understanding salvation. But the reason why we don't understand that is because we don't have a framing of the role that man was given in being in charge of thingy. So people might have to revisit Genesis. They might have to revisit that so that it can bring them to the context of why when Jesus dies, there is this high value for men. So that we are not subject to being cleansed by creatures and animals and cows and stuff like that. We've crossed that totally. And also, we're not even talking about the subject of speaking to the dead. No, we are talking about on the basis of these rituals that are being done. They undermine man's role in creation. But y'all tell me what you think. I thought that was quite an interesting one for us to come to. People don't realize the role they have or the role they are given amongst all of creation. And as a result, it creates their framing. It creates this mindset that they have around where they are positioned. And so they are willing to be subject to all these things. But y'all tell me what you think. That in the comment section. Is Ricky Zerkshiality Show with daily Christian commentary videos. Hope this video finds you well, and tell me your thoughts down in the comment section.